I don't think I would have gotten out. Now, I don't think personally that I would have been able to hold on to the point where it was too late because it did give me a few, a minute or so before it just did a monstrous, gap where there was a real liquidity void where I showed you today. But that would have been painful. Not that much money. I mean, money's money, but it would have been a bruise to my ego because my son was sitting next to me, and I was literally telling him, "Watch, this is what's going to happen. It's going to go up here. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to sell short, and I'm going to write it down to the 35.70 I talked about on Monday." Okay, so that was our objective for the week. That was what we were looking for, and it hit it and went through it a lot, and that's fine. So again, we had the bias right for the week. We had the draw on liquidity. We wanted that lower low on the daily. It ripped its throat out, shook it until there was nothing left in terms of life. The fair value gap that I showed you on the weekly chart was just brilliant in terms of offering a discount array. Now, which brings me to the $1 million question, which is what everybody wants to know. Is this the bottom? Is this the low ICT? I don't personally believe so. Now, the reason why is because we had relative equal lows on the daily chart. Those relative equal lows needed, it needed to be taken out. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to run through them and just keep on going lower. See, these are perfect little traps. These are opportunities for these market makers that are sitting in here right now that are absolutely in there manually intervening because there's lots of money right now. Lots of money for the taking. Emotions are high. Gamblers are literally hopped up on goofballs because they see all this movement. They're in there trading 60, 70 times, chasing every single fluctuation, thinking that they're going to catch something like what we saw today, a breakneck volatility romance. Simply going after balls to the wall, all in Texas Hold'em style. Just that, I'm telling you, we are going to see more traders lose their ass this fall going into the close of this year than probably historically we've ever seen. Now, your friends and family that are trading, they're going to hide that from you. They'll charge their credit card up and reboot their trading account. But behind the scenes, you're not going to know that they are waxing themselves. And it's unfortunate. So today, I felt that that was a gentle little reminder. ICT, yes, a little bit more than the average bear, but this type of volatility, this is all new territory to me. Like, I feel like I'm riding along with Shatner on the Enterprise, voyaging into the unknown. Okay, we're doing things that we've never done before. And anybody that's out there saying, "Oh, we've done this before," he's talking out his ass again. No, we've never seen these types of moves before. We've never seen this volatility before. And while it's extremely exciting, and I am fighting my ego wants to get out here and do Olympic style trading and just literally shut everybody down and just say, look, this is the way it is. Okay, there's nobody going to keep up with me. Today was just a little bit of a reminder saying, you know what? You might be good, cowboy, but you keep fucking around and you're going to get the bull's horns right up your ass. And that's kind of like what I went with the rest of the day. I was like, okay, this is a day where I know myself. My younger self was trying to show himself because my son was there. And I wish I was recording just the expression on my son's face when he watched the limit order get filled. And we turned each other, bumped fists. I was like, yeah, now watch this. This is going to collapse. I'm going to go in here and go short. And then gone. Elvis left the building. Like it was like gone. Go, go, go. It was history. I mean, we watched it tick down. Like, okay, I'm changing that little box in the upper left hand corner from 4 to a 2. It's it. It's gone. It's gone. It is left, and there was no way I could chase that. And then that short little pause, and all of a sudden, boom, like 40 some handles was like 41 handles. It gapped intraday. Welcome to understanding what a real liquidity void is. Price action traders. How'd that grab you? Pretty exciting, isn't it? Well, I was hoping. I was hoping because if it would have came back up into what I was showing you today, I would have went in with 8 contracts. Now, you might think to yourself, 8 contracts, that's not that big of a deal, ICT, but 8 contracts with a potential of maybe 100 handles, that's pretty respectable. That's pretty respectable. And I was trying, but it just simply wouldn't give it to me. And soon as it just kept breaking more and more and more lower aggressively, and I was like, okay, I have to be done. Because if I stay with this today, I'm going to do probably more than I should have. And I don't want to do that. And my mind is racing, saying, you can beat the shit out of this, ICT. You know you can do this. You can. Just because it's moving a whole lot more historically, never been done before. It's never been here. It's never done these types of volatility moves ever, ever. Larry Williams never seen this in his life. He's been trading longer than me, and I'm sure he's scratching his ass thinking, "What the hell is going on? Why is this happening?" Right? Exactly. It's fun. Isn't it interesting seeing everybody that's supposed to be in the industry? They're always putting up their explanations as to why things take place after it happens. But remember, on Monday morning, we were looking for 3570. We were looking for it. And I was telling you also, I don't give a shit who you know, who says what. How many times you seen them be right before? If they said we're not going lower, they're full of grade A bullshit. We're taking out 3570. Well, Santa came through again and 3570 was delivered, but it came with extras this year. Okay, it came with a whole lot more and went all the way down to the weekly fair value gap, which essentially is the main draw on that 3400. And you're probably looking at that today and thinking, wait a minute, it's not even at 3400. Well, 3400 is a big figure. And I still think that is in contention for the next wave lower if we can sell off. Now, tomorrow we have 2 economic drivers. We have 8:30 in the morning and we have 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's Friday. I'm not holding out for any one particular direction over the other. We did a lot of movement today. I personally am done. Like, I'm not trying to do anything else. I'm up 34,000 for the month. I'm not trying to do anything more, and I've not taken a great deal of size on any of the positions. So the largest position I had on was, I believe it was 12 contracts. Well, it's not even an entire month. It's only what, the 13th. So you take the weekends out of that. It's not been much at all. So we are in that territory I mentioned that we would be seeing crazy volatility, and we are off the charts. And it's exciting to be seeing it. I'm glad to be alive during this time and being able to participate in it. But now, since I got a taste of it today, yeah, the 25, 30 contracts pyramiding up, that type of thing, I just don't have it in me, folks. I got to be honest with you. These markets are moving at a pace that are admittedly very intimidating, even for me. Like, I know if I make one error, one misjudgment, one in these types of moves, man, no, I just can't allow that. I can't allow myself to go through that. So I have to lean back on the tools and rules that I give you and trusting that it'll serve me well. And then, I'll be fine by the end of the year. I'll obviously be fine and I'll get my roses and such. But the point is, this volatility can sweet talk you, serenade you like a siren. Okay. These mythical creatures that inhabit the rocks, the jagged rocks out in the sea. They they were written about many times in folklore and books. They're supposed to be beautiful, and they serenade to you. They look lovely, and sailors will try to sail their vessels closer to them to get to them, and then they crash their ship on the rocks and sink and drown. That's what this volatility is acting like. Okay. And I fell very close to being a victim today to that. I wanted to do more. Like I wanted to do it. I said, no, 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 no. I know what everybody else is doing right now. They're all trying to be a part of the next little move in here that's going to be the next big 30, 50 handle move. And I was like, no, I dodged a bullet today. So, yeah, I don't need to feel, you know, a 50 caliber between the eyes to know that I shouldn't have done it. So all kinds of bad experiences when I was 20 years old came flooding back. And I told my son, I said, I'm going to sit still. I'm literally turning the charts off. I'm walking away and I just chilled out. I watched YouTube videos. I did some reading, took a nap, which I didn't need, but I had to do whatever I could to stay away from the charts because I know Mr. Hyde in me because you're listening to Dr. Jekyll on YouTube. Here, you get a little taste of Mr. Hyde, where I'm off the rails. There's no filter. There's no editing. There's no retracting the bipolarism, the swings, and I have been feeling that for weeks. And just to cut in real quick, the jerk that put a list pendants against the property, who was trying to shake us down for money. I told the seller 2 nights ago. I said, "Listen, I'm going to be real honest with you. I'm not waiting 2 years. So my suggestion is to you, go in with the difference between our offers. I offered him 1,975,000 for his house. He listed it for 19999, and the other offer that was coming in but was invalid because it had all kinds of the date was wrong. They had requested certain parts of their furniture, and I don't know if this matters, but I want you to understand my mindset going into this week. I told the seller, I said, listen, sell the house to me, but pay the guy off with the difference between our offers. Because I don't think he wants the house because I don't think he can afford the house. Personally, that's what I think. But he was working on this property to wait until somebody came on the contract. And then he falsely said that, I had a deal, knowing full well someone was trying to do $2 million in property. They don't want to wait around this environment because they know that property values as the buyer. I want to get it now. As the seller, he's thinking, I got to get it while the market's hot because I don't want to see it drop down in valuation. So he went out and asked him through his lawyer, said, what do you want? Do you want to buy the house? He goes, no, give me $48,200, which was a weird number. And I did some research, found out he has $30,000 on another property, and his lawyer fees is $12,000, and the $200 is the fee that they use to put the list pendants in. So the lawyer made $12,000, and he's getting $30,000, which is his deposit he put down on another property. So yeah, I can do my own sleuth work too. But he countered and said, no, I'm going to give you 30,000. And they said, no, fuck you. That was exactly what he told his lawyer. He said, fuck you. It's okay. 35,000 or fuck you. We'll see you in court. We're going to lose the sale on Monday to the Huddlestons. And that brings me damages. And you're fucked. We go to court, you're fucked because you falsely clouded the title. And they said, we'll take it. So Friday, their lawyer, sleazebag, Saul, is doing up the paperwork to release the property and clear the list pendants. And then I will be handing over the difference between my $100,000 good faith deposit. And I'll have the keys and I guess I'll walk through it next weekend with you, let you see it. It's not going to be furnished yet because I have furniture, you know, certain rooms I haven't picked out yet. But anyway, that's the point. Because of all that bullshit, I have been swinging from maniac to just really borderline depressed because my wife is upset about this. Now imagine I have to trade decisions around making money or talk to all of you fine folks. And you know how I am. I'm wired a little differently. So I have had to pull myself back. And you saw a couple days ago, I was ready to take everybody on in YouTube. That's what happens with me. Okay, I'm bipolar. I don't hide it, and it's, it is what it is.